Good evening, everyone. I'm Carolyn Goodman, Mayor of Las Vegas. And I want to start by thanking everyone who's come to Vegas and enjoyed our game rooms, our restaurants, and our nightlife. I do have to say, though, we have to do a rollback now of hygienic protocol. That means you have to wear a mask and that you have to clean your hands every time you touch the cards. Other than that, it's a party. Now, I am going to say something I think is needed, and it's a big thank you to all the essential workers out there. When you come to Vegas, you come to our game room, you get in free. The only thing that we ask is that you stay afterwards and clean our roulette wheels. So, get ready. Come to Vegas. Have fun. Lose your money, but not your life. That way, we're all winners.
It's Laughing Through It with Carol Metcalf-Roth. Tonight, Carol Zooms with comedian and activist Kat Alvarado and actress, filmmaker, and comedian Victoria Charters. And now, here's Carol.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carol Metcalf-Roth, and welcome to Laughing Through It. It's been wonderful doing this show during this pandemic time and lockdown. And I have to say that I feel like that one of the pros about it is that I'm more focused. That's right. I know now that my neighbor takes a shower every morning at 7:59 a.m. I also know that my husband, when he's eating his cereal, he chews his nut flakes 110 times before he finishes them. I also know when my roots are showing on the top of my head, and I examine them thoroughly, and then I bug my husband until he becomes my personal hairdresser and colors my hair. Thus, if anything ever happens and he's no longer a scientist, he would be a great hairdresser. And also, he bought me this dress. Everybody like this so far? Yes.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Got it in Paris.
So you have to look at the positive. It has made me, I think, also a better therapist because now I'm analyzing myself. So, and I found out that I'm an extrovert, and I was really shocked to find that out. I like attention, and I don't like to be wrong. So, I have to practice, right? Because I'm seeing my clients through Zoom now. And this is a true story. I was talking to one yesterday, and she said, I just feel like I'm here in this relationship, and I just don't feel like I'm ever heard. And then she disappeared except for her headshot. So I'm now working with that trauma with her. I will say, though, that this has also been a very interesting time this past week. And I want to just not ignore this. I thought about this. I also want to pay tribute to one of the most badass, fabulous females that we've ever had in America. And that was the notorious RBG.
Woo! Yay!
I want to say thank you for being authentic. I want to say thank you for not allowing anyone to tell you that you were not on the same level as they. And help all women when it came to workplace harassment, women to get a fair and equal wage, and also a woman's right to choose. And on that note, I want us all to think about her for a moment and say, we love you, I learned from you, and you changed history. Now, on another note, I want to put spotlight on two fabulous men who have helped me produce these shows. The first person I want to bring on and show you who he is our very talented producer. And that would be Dr. Bernard Roth, or as I call him here at home, Big Daddy. Thank you, honey, for putting this all together, believing me, and providing the funding.
Thank you, honey. It's great to have a chance to work with you and our director and videographer.
The exciting, the fabulous, the handsome, the now bearded Justin Gunn.
Yes, I've got
Woohoo!
Hello,
Thank
Carol.
you, Justin.
COVID scruff rules.
Well,
That's right.
well, you know,
He's like a sexy hermit. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, we, you know, it is definitely a time to celebrate strong, powerful, creative women. You know, the legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg is something that will stand the test of time and hopefully inspire many future generations of women to stand up for equal rights under the law. And so I look forward to this show with two wonderful, funny, creative women. And Bernie, what do you say? Maybe we should just get out of this one.
Yeah, well, you know, I've known both of our guests for quite a long time, and I've seen them do great work.
Right.
Carol, why don't you introduce our guests?
I am right now.
Have a great show.
Okay, I'm going to start with a very talented and beautiful comic who I've had the pleasure of working with on more than one occasion. She's a comedian. She's an activist. You've seen her on YouTube, BuzzFeed, and she is also organizer of the Laugh Across America 12-hour benefit for the Biden-Harris campaign. The very beautiful Kat Alvarado. Welcome, Kat.
Woo, it's me. Hi. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. And we're going to get into talking about a lot of interesting things, and I can't wait. I want to bring on our next fabulous guest, Victoria Charters. She's a SAG actress, award-winning filmmaker, funny comedian. She was born in Australia, and like she likes to say, she's an immigrant, came here, stole one of our men, and also one of our jobs. So welcome, immigrant. You're fabulous. I love having you on the show. Yay!
Don't hate me. Don't hate me.
I don't hate you.
Maybe today we can change history to her story.
Her story.
Love it.
That's right. Well, you know, this has really been an interesting week because we're still in a pandemic, and we did lose an icon. Like I really seriously mean that, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I'm really inspired to have you both on because of her, and this is the way I feel. We're all able to go out and really express ourselves and have the law behind us. And she created a new vision of women, that we are equal. We can fulfill our dreams, produce, direct, write. I'm a professor, teach. We don't have to choose to just, be in a gender-specific role anymore. So I really wanted to touch on that today. Is that okay, girls?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah.
And on that note, I would like for us to have a toast to Ruth Bader Ginsburg right here at the top of the show. And I have my wonderful husband. Thank you, Big Daddy. Now, give me more than that, all right? Come on. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the notorious RBG.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, boy, that's
So good.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, on that note, I want to tag on to you, Kat, to begin with. And I'm really intrigued about what you will be doing, and that's the Laugh Across America.
I am so excited to talk about it. So believe it or not, this idea came to me not very long ago. I was thinking, so I was organizing this other fundraiser. It was a live fundraiser in the Hollywood Hills. And, weeks and weeks, we'd been trying to fundraise and we'd really hit some walls. And I said, you know what? With this quarantine going on, I need to shift my focus and do something online, but it's got to be big. So I said, okay, 12-hour Zoomathon. Stand-up comedy Zoomathon. This is going to be big. I had this idea a week and a half ago. Honestly, it took about 3 days, and we had 60 comedians volunteer to be on this lineup, over 60 comedians. And we've got big people. We've got Maria Bamford. She's huge. We've got Lori Kilmartin. She's been a writer on Team Coco forever. That's Conan.
Right.
We've got this viral Trump impersonator. You might have seen him on the Lincoln Project, J.L. Coven. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I am amazed. Mia Jackson, she's been on Comedy Central. She's really big. She's totally taken off. She's a comic from Atlanta. We got Caleb Sinan. He's also, we've got like 4 Comedy Central comics who have full half-hour specials who are on here. And I'm just like shocked at the level of talent that just said, I'm on board. I want to do this. So now we've got these 60 comedians, and now we need you guys to tune in and watch this 12-hour Zoomathon, because we don't want it to be a 12-hour open mic.
Right. Exactly.
We have a goal right now, minimum goal of $10,000 that we want to raise over the course of those 12 hours. And the way you can donate and actually watch the Zoomathon is you can go to actblue.com/donate/laughacrossamerica. And all you got to do is donate $12 and we'll send you the link to the Zoomathon, and you can watch as much as you want. You don't have to tune in for the whole 12 hours. You can tune in for 1 hour or all of them. However much you want, come in, watch it. It's to make sure that RBG's replacement is someone who's going to uphold her legacy. That's really what this election has come down to.
How about going blue on a red night?
That's true.
Still spitballing.
So,
that sounds amazing.
Isn't that amazing? That's amazing, amazing, amazing. So, thank you for doing that, Kat. You are literally going to help us to stabilize this election coming up and protect the legacy of RBG.
That's what it's about.
Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to tag on to Victoria. Victoria, I met you about a year and a half ago. And when I met you, I thought, wow, you were funny, but intelligent. You're a very focused person, and I hope you don't mind me saying that. You measure what you say, but then when you say it, it's hilarious. And I'm so impressed by the film that you gave me, Dr. Megable, and we had it in our film festival. And you deserved the award for it, okay?
Thank you.
And I wanted you to know that from my heart, okay? I also want to dig into this, that, you are working with Sundance. Now, tell me about that. And you were talking about a film writing class they have right now. And how did you get involved with Sundance?
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know me, I started as an actor and also comedy and improv, and then I had an opportunity when I lived in Los Angeles to start being an on-camera host, and I learned how to produce short little segments, entertainment journalism. So I interviewed a lot of people in that time in Hollywood. Anyone from like Pamela Anderson to Anthony Hopkins to just like people, anyone who was on the red carpet in that time. And then a little while after that, years after that, I was able to produce a short film, and that did really well on the film festival circuit and garnered some awards. And that was from a play written by any actors will know this name, Michael Shortleff. He wrote a book called Audition, which was very, very popular for young actors. He was a casting director. He cast Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate, like old school casting director, just gave a lot of people their starts. And he's very smart, energetic, darling of the theater kind of guy. And he was really, he was also really tough on his actors. As in, he was just like, yell, like, get off my stage, you know, you like, if you're not going to do your homework, get off my stage. And, he's hilarious. Yeah. And then he'd go, and then he wanted to go out dancing afterwards, you know. So
now I wanted to put this out to both of you right now. Do you think that things have changed within the last 10 years in terms of women being accepted more in the realm of being director and producers of film projects? And I think that we have, but I don't think we're there yet. So, and I wondered if you, both of you, have projects that you're thinking about right now and why you would like to get funding for them, and what message would you have attached to them?
Oh, that's a great
go
question.
First, Kat?
Sure. So I can't speak as much to producing and directing, but I can do writing. And I've seen how at the lower levels it can be a boys' club for sure. I mean, you still got a lot of writers' rooms that are dominantly male. Right. Even at the lowest level of doing sketch comedy, a lot of these sketch comedy groups are just a bunch of guys, bunch of dudes. If they have a girl in it, it's like she's just a pretty girl. Like, oh, the pretty girl over there. Bingo. So, there's a lot of that going on, but I think there are programs, there's momentum in place to start moving people up that pipeline. NBC Diversity, in addition to diverse people, they also accept just women, any women of any race or nationality, as a part of their effort to get women in the pipeline of becoming staff writers, which is excellent. So there are those programs out there, and I've got some scripts that I've been reading that have been in the cooker, if you will, and I'm excited to show and share those points of views that people really haven't heard yet, without sharing too much of it. I've been sharing this story on, I might be selling it, about that I just got cheated on recently. This happened over summer. It was a lot of drama. It wasn't just a love triangle. This is a love square. This guy, let me say, side chicks are like French fries. You never just have one.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Right. So it's the story of me getting cheated on, me finding out about the other girl, and then there's some other twists. And I love that point of view because, spoiler alert, not only did I get cheated on, but it turns out I was a person he was cheating with as well. So. Because when it's a love square, who came first? What's the order? Like, it doesn't. who's who in the chain of things? And I'm writing some stuff around that about that experience, and really about how women shouldn't judge women as much. We should be supportive of each other, and we shouldn't be competing with each other on that level. The end of the story is really nice because one of the other women, she and I became friends, and we still talk on the phone. We've been really supportive to each other, and that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like, oh, you took my man. It should be, wow, we were dating an a-hole. Let's dump them together, and then we have each other. So it's great. That's a big message that I really want to put into my writing and the projects I do going forward.
Well, and now I'm going to kind of enter into the conversation for a second, because as a professor, and a therapist, I am still rather surprised because of my caseload that I still hear a disparity from multi-generational transmission of women and not having the same power as men in a relationship. And you're both younger than me, and you're very talented comedians, and we can poke fun out of it. But I'm wondering why that is still, even with educated women, that they'll come in and they'll talk about, well, I don't feel comfortable really taking up for myself in terms of cheating or, terms of really speaking up and saying, no, I'm an equal partner in this relationship.
It's really tough. And I feel like there is this idea of we have to compete for the guy. And we tend to look at each other. And I think that's part of why we end up not taking up for ourselves is it's like a cold war of sorts. It's an unspoken cold war with other women where it's, well, if I stick up for myself, then he'll think I'm a B word, a bitch, and then he's going to go with some other girl. There's kind of this underlying insecurity that our partner's going to leave if we stick up for ourselves. And I think it's not solved until we love ourselves enough to not care. And to just set those boundaries and have that confidence and say, no, this is my standard of how I want to be treated. Right. And that's that. And there's also something my friends and I, we call it the douchebag union. There's all these rules that guys have made up with the younger generation. So technically, the guy didn't cheat on me, right? Because according to the rules, we weren't official. We were just sleeping together regularly, spending a lot of time together, and whispering sweet nothings and talking on the phone constantly. But we never put it on Facebook. So technically...
We never put it on Facebook.
Yeah. So the guys go...
Don't get me started about Facebook.
Right. The guys go, oh, well, he wasn't really your boyfriend, so he didn't owe you telling you the truth. To that I said, well, the lowest bar isn't my standard. My standard of being treated is to be told the truth and be treated with respect. So,
bravo.
An asshole. Because the bar isn't the lowest possible acceptable thing. And we have to teach each other as women, like, hey, we don't let the douchebag union set the rules. We set the rules. And when we all start to agree on the rules, then they're going to have to start following the rules and listening to our boundaries. We can't all be insecure in this, which comes back right to building each other up. If we build each other up, then we can all have the confidence to set those boundaries together, and then the guys are going to have to listen and treat us with respect.
Thank you. And I think bouncing back to, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I think this is a clarion call for women to really look at how they are perceived by men and standards of conduct and respect. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm gloating in any way, but I have the best husband in the world, and he's my best friend. He really is. I discuss everything with him.
He's wonderful.
And he's very supportive. And plus, we can sit and, talk about different books we've read. I'm fascinated with physics, and he explains to me, or he's fascinated with how we develop the brain, going from the amygdala to the frontal lobe, and why, even at this stage in history, that we're still triggered, by certain things that are said to us. And cortisol goes and just, it's almost like that we have PTSD, which I've seen in family systems. They've grown up, going back to what you just stated, Kat. Well, I'm really feeling comfortable stating what I'm thinking and what my opinion is when it comes to, husband, because of trauma, maybe from a fighting that they saw in their family of origin, nuclear family.
Oh, yeah. That
you see what I mean? Would you agree with that, Victoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, applying it to something like working in film, in terms of like women being directors, there are a lot more women directing documentary than there are directing narrative features. And there is kind of a pecking order or a hierarchy, but you also have to, like, if you want to put yourself in that position, you have to be comfortable with, number one, telling people what to do.
Right.
And number two, not freaking out if you tell somebody what to do and they don't do what you say. They do it in their own way. Like like how do you revisit that?
Right.
So you have to be comfortable with, number one, telling people what to do. Number two, being challenged and having to repeat what you want, and maybe maybe having to compromise. So there's that kind of situation, and it also takes a lot of energy and time. Time on film sets is usually a long day, and if you have other commitments, other family commitments like small children who depend on you, then that's challenging too. So if you're not there to look after them, then somebody else has to be, or they have to be with you with assistance. So I can sort of see, like, in that kind of pressure situation of directing a film or long-term series, the life situation is a little bit at war sometimes with the work situation.
Right. Now,
it has to be a juggling act, you know.
Yes.
It can all work. But it's a juggling act, and you just have to really be good at scheduling your time. And also, I mean, I've gotten into fights with guys that I was directing. I'll call it a fight, you know, but just a challenge in terms of like how I see a shot or how they see a shot. I've gotten into arguments where basically it comes down to me standing my ground and saying, okay, I see, you know, I hear what you're saying. You shoot what you want to shoot. And when you're done shooting what you want to shoot, we're going to go back and get the shot that I want because I want to see it, you know, and then I'll pick in the editing room.
Nice.
But, you know, so it's like, I'll compromise, but don't not give me what I want. I mean, I've gotten to the point of saying it's me or the ice cream shop, right? You know, like what's your next job?
Right.
You know?
I've also felt that kind of a challenge myself. And even with the fundraiser, someone reached out and she wanted to help. He starts asking me questions about all these obvious things. Like, oh, are you going to have a list of all the people who've donated so that you can contact them? Well, are you kidding? Of course. Like, that's the first thing.
Right.
And how on earth do you guys... what do you do, Victoria, when people are asking you questions that are really obvious and almost insulting to your intelligence?
Yeah. Well, it would depend if he was volunteering to do that, like take that on. Okay, like be Mr. Excel spreadsheet for you. I don't know, but I just it's like it can be just like in the moment, just so challenging, and you just have to stand your ground. I mean, I just like going back to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, like watching her speak.
Yes.
She speaks with such just quiet, assumed authority. And I love how she spoke. She was never rude. She never raised her voice, but she just slowly chipped away, like at a sculpture, like she's making a sculpture. You know, I want to see something different in society. And she just chipped away with very steady, very even, like she could see the result that she wanted. And this is basically, it's like, what do I have to do to get what I want?
Yes.
You know, like if somebody relates to you in a certain way, like they want to flirt with you or they want to challenge your authority, like either of those is like a challenging situation, then you have to sort of figure out how to navigate the river.
That's a good way to put it. Right. No, and going back again, Kat, that was really relevant what you brought into the conversation, that women in general need to be supportive of each other and make sure that we are not going back into antiquated competitiveness and come together to support each other in our endeavors. Like you were talking about RBG, she was never argumentative. She didn't talk down to people. This is the way it should be. And that's the way I had learned to be, and I'm always grateful to respect the individual in the room. And there's always a reason why they have aberrant behaviors. There's always a reason if they have alcohol or drug issues. It's called pain and unresolved feelings of inadequacy and a lot of times PTSD. So I'm really excited, and I'm honored to have you both on my show today. and that we're going to go forward, and we're going to have a positive message for all women. Yes, you can. Go out, go after your dreams. I really enjoyed having you on my show today. Thank you very much. I'll let you know when we're going to be showing it. And
All right. Cheers.
have a fantastic day, and cheers. And Kat, I'm going to vote, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much for being a part of it. Cheers.
I can't wait for your show. Kat, sounds amazing.
I'll be sure to send you the link so you can donate too.
Okay.
All right. Bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye.